Are you starting to feel like a yoga teacher?
This is really dumb sounding, but I finally changed my Instagram description to say yoga teacher instead of yoga student. And I was like, I feel like this is the moment where like I feel like I am a teacher.
I thought I could do online for nursing students and for faculty. I even had a faculty colleague say, wait, why did the students get this? We want this. We need this. This is good for faculty retention and creating a community in our nursing school. So yeah, I'm that to me is exciting. There's also a lot of flexibility in that.
Now I've kind of come back around over the past couple months to be like, no, I can really help people in their yoga journey.
Erin just said, I can help people in their yoga journey. And that is the best possible thing that you can think and feel and believe when you graduate from a training. The reality is, all jobs require on-the-job experience. No one has ever graduated from a training, whether it's a 200-hour training, a 500-hour training, in person or online, fully fledged. What we're trying to do is to get ourselves into a place as teachers where we have the skill and the experience to learn and grow, and exactly what she said, help people with their yoga journey. And as you've been watching the growth and the journey of Erin, Laurel, and Raquel, these are obviously three amazing people, but they represent all of us. They represent every yoga teacher that has ever been a yoga teacher. Every yoga teacher goes through a growth curve. Every yoga teacher develops, becomes more refined. Every yoga teacher starts unendowed with all of the knowledge, all of the technique, and all of the skill that they're eventually going to grow into. And every yoga teacher at some point said yes. Every teacher that became a teacher stepped into something that was, at least to some degree, awkward and unknown. So now let's see where Erin, Laurel, and Raquel are in their teaching journey as some of them start their first classes.
It's like I finally can say, like, I don't feel like it's a sham anymore because, like, I've technically taught two classes, but one was just to so I taught a 30-minute flow to my coach for a series that he's doing on his Instagram. But then last Sunday was the first public class that I actually taught at my gym. And, like, I had, I'm just gonna let you know, I had 3 bad dreams that I somehow missed the time slot for class. And I woke up every single time going, oh, it's still the middle of the night. We're okay, right? Like, so that's how nervous I was for that, because I think it is different because there was people I didn't know that I was going to be teaching versus just my coach, right? Um, but like it's really interesting because in both cases, so I taught the 30-minute class and then I taught an hour actually last Sunday. When I started getting into the sun salutations, the nerves kind of fell away and I kind of fell into this flow state. And it's really weird because I didn't think that was going to happen. And in the hour class, when we were doing openers, I was still a little bit nervous. But the moment we got into sun salutations, there's something about sun salutations and doing them with your class that, like, all of the nerves fall away and you just come into this like flow state of, okay, what's the next thing? Okay, now this is the next thing. Okay, now I'm gonna do this. So there was like some powerlifters that I'm friends with, and like they came up to me and they're like, I really liked how you described things because you
Mm.
described them in a way where I didn't even have to look at you sometimes. And I was like, oh my God, my first class and you didn't have to look at me. My cues were that, there's no way. And like the guy who is super new, the next day I saw him in the gym and he's like, I would do that again. I felt so great after that.
So tell us about the classes at this studio that you're teaching. What are
Okay,
their, like,
so
what are their, tell us about the titles.
okay, so I teach band camp Saturday mornings, and I'm starting to develop a really nice following. What I do is I bring in different size bands, and we do a nice warm up without the band. Maybe we do some core. I just need to get their attention, you know. And then we'll start to do like I'll put a band underneath my foot, and we'll do one-legged deadlifts. One-legged deadlift to a one-legged squat, and then we kind of are learning a strengthening move and then we put it into a flow. So that's band camp. And then strength for yogis, what I taught was we didn't use bands, we just used body weight, but we would do, like we'd be in a lunge, in a crescent, put your hands on your waist, tap your knee on the ground and straighten, do 8 reps, then we pulse, then we take it to a plyometric. And then we'll do a flow that involves crescent and locust or a chaturanga. So anyway, so yeah, and then my third class, I teach small group training, and in my small group training, I teach weights, I teach circuit, I teach whatever, but then once a month I teach a flow class to people who are not yogis, to people who are just learning, to people who, I hate yoga, and I'm like, you guys, it's going to help your body so much. So that's small group training, and then my foundations class.
Of course, even with the excitement and the growth that comes from teaching our first classes, comes insecurity, comes fear, comes doubts from time to time. Everybody, I have been teaching yoga for 30 years, and I still have my days, I still have my weeks where I don't feel confident in what I'm doing. It just comes with territory. And so I wanted to check in with them as they're continuing to grow and evolve. Are you still having these moments of doubt? And if so, how are you managing it?
There's this fear of, wait, she's been taking this yoga training for this long and this is how she is,
Sure.
right? Like that's in my mind what I'm going to worry about. But that's again where doing teaching within our cohort is so helpful, because I have colleagues who go, you're really good. I love your pace. I love your voice. Your voice is calming, right? So then I realize, no, I am good.
I feel like I'm still a little bit of an imposter, but that's just my insecurity, and that's me trying to get control. And part of my journey is letting go of the control. And I think part of my yoga journey is letting go of the control, which is very hard for a controlling type A personality.
Yesterday was the first time I kind of had this epiphany of going, I could teach online. Like that would be really cool. And I, prior to that, hadn't thought of it, mostly because I've just been in this paradigm of thinking, I'm going to go teach, I'm going to figure out how to take this to the nursing school. My little town doesn't necessarily need another yoga instructor at a studio, but my nursing school really could use it, right? It would be, I mean, we could use a structure of a program for, like, I've got this idea of nursing and scrubs or yoga and scrubs. I've told you this, but yesterday was the first time I thought I could do online for nursing students and for faculty. I even had a faculty colleague say, wait, why do the students get this? We want this. We need this. This is good for faculty retention and creating a community in our nursing school. So yeah, that to me is exciting. There's also a lot of flexibility in that.
So here's what I think you should do if you're taking advice.
I'm taking it.
All right.
As my teacher, tell me.
Just do one class, yoga for nursing students, and make it simple and make it movement based. What are the most immediate pressing needs for this community? And let me do a nice, simple 30-minute class for them.
Yeah.
I would do that. I would do that one thing. And then that one thing is going to start to tell you what direction
Right.
to continue to
Yeah.
move.
Yeah.
I recorded these conversations shortly after graduation, and as you can see, both Erin and Laurel were really starting to hit their stride teaching in their local community. Laurel had yet to begin, but she had incredible vision, and she also had something that most of us don't have when we graduate, which is a specific community that she felt called to serve. And when you have a specific community that you feel called to serve, it can help narrow down your choices and give you focus. You can see in the advice that I gave to her to just start with this community and build from there. And I want to close by reading you this. I got an email from Laurel right before I filmed the last part of this conversation. And the subject line is, I taught my first in-person class, exclamation mark. Hi, Jason. After our Zoom interview in July, you asked me to tell you when I did this, and I did it. You said pick a date, and I did. I taught an in-person class of 31 nursing students today for 35 minutes, and I am overjoyed and feeling great. Emoji, emoji. And I did it. I did it by watching and cueing, not by just doing the poses in front of everyone. Eek. So proud of me. Thank you, emoji. Laurel. Of course, I want to thank Erin, Laurel, and Raquel for being part of this and for sharing your stories. But I also want to thank all of the other amazing graduates of my teacher training courses. I have so much respect for you. I'm so proud of all of you. And for me personally, it just gives me so much satisfaction to know that there's such a smart, engaged, and caring community out there. And I also want to thank people beyond my inner circle, everybody that teaches yoga, everyone that does teacher training programs, because ultimately, we're all doing the same stuff. We're all in here. We all share the common bond. Whether we've ever met each other or not, we all share the common bond of loving this practice, wanting to go deeper in it, and wanting to share it with others. If you personally want to join a teacher training program and want to do it online, I got just the one for you. All the information is below. I would love to work with you. But also, if you would prefer to do in-person, immersion, some other scenario, follow your heart. Really listen and follow your heart. And even if you decide it's not yoga that you want to pursue, it's fitness, it's art, some other academic or career trajectory, if you really feel like you need and want to move forward, but you're a little bit scared of the growth, you've got it. You can do this.
There is so, with all the noise in the world, it's really helpful to just be able to sit and figure out a way to connect. And so that's my goal, is that calm and connection, which is what I love to do, is just sit out and look at that ocean and think of each of those little waves. But the other piece of it also is from a why do I want to teach this? It's the connection piece and the calming down, but it's also, we as nurses need to, we do not prioritize ourselves. Nursing is just kind of famous for, we put ourselves last, and we need to put ourselves first. And so it's that chance to go, let's mentally connect, let's take some breaths, care for yourself, and also care about this body we're in and take care of that. So
There's definitely a couple things. The first thing I would say, which the past me wouldn't believe anyways, would be like, you're gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Like, you're fine. I know you're nervous, but like, it's okay. And you're gonna realize that you were that this is something that is for you, right? Because there was a lot of me that was thinking like, maybe teaching is not for me, right? And as I just went through it, it's like, now I'm like, yeah, it's for you. You can teach. The other thing that I would 100% tell myself, and I'm probably going to still tell myself for a while because I'm going to go back and forth, I know how I am, is to just be me, right? Don't try and replicate my other teachers. My other teachers are good because that is their personality and I resonate with that personality, but I have to just be me, and I know that I'm not that whimsical stoic person. I'm kind of weird and quirky and I don't know, cheery and different, right? And so I would even say this to anybody, not just me. I feel like a lot of people have this like I kind of inner identity crisis where you practice with teachers and you see those things and you think you should be those things, but really the things that bring you to those teachers is the fact that they are simply themselves.
Now I've kind of come back around over the past couple months to be like, no, I can really help people in their yoga journey.